Welcome back to our Python learning session. Today we'll be talking about doing some coding. Uh, in this coding exercise, we'll be using bisection search algorithm to determine whether a character is in a string. But the condition is that the string has to be in a alphabetic order. Now let me just go through the algorithm here. If the character is a middle string, then if it is there, then great, we found a character. If it is not there, then we have to look for a string in this. Look for a character in a string. If it's smaller than middle character, then we will check the uh, check the lower half of a string. If it's bigger than, if it's larger than the middle character, we'll look at the upper half of the string. Now we need to implement this in Python. How do you do that? Let's get started. Let me show you. Let's start with def is integer, and code requires us to the problem requires us to use a pattern of astr. Now the first thing we need to do is that whether how to define a base case and a base cases and recursive step. Those are two main components of a recursive algorithm. And let me remind you, we are doing this in a recursive way. Not in an iterative way, but in a recursive way. Why? Because the code is much shorter and much tighter. That's why we much intuitive, and that's why we are doing recursive way. So our first job is to define base case of this algorithm. What do you think will be the base case of this algorithm? Can you tell? Well, one of the base case is that if length of the given string is length of a given string is 0, then we can simply say that we didn't find that. Then everything stops. We are done. Second thing what we can say is that if character we have been provided is not equal to the middle of a string, and length of the string itself, and length of the string itself is 0, and length of the string itself is 0, then we can say that yes, uh, we can say that we did not find the character we are looking for. That's another base case for this. And we can simply return false. Next step, what we can do is that if 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 the middle character is what we are looking for and is there, then we can say that we have found the character and we can simply return true. ASTR, and we can simply say that we have found a character and we'll just return true. Len. First thing we need to do is round. First thing we need to do is start by length of a string, length of a string, and we'll divide by 2 to get the middle number, and we will round it to the nearest whole number. And we'll round it. We'll just round to the nearest whole number. And if we find it, then we'll return true. That's all good, right? Now, we are done with the base cases. Those were three base cases we had to define, and we did that. Now, we need to define recursive steps. How do we do that? How do we define recursive steps for this recursive algorithm we're writing now? Can you tell me? Now, let's start with the first half of the string. We know that if you don't find the character middle string, you have to divide the string into first half and second half, left half and right half. Let's start with the left half. What if the character we're looking for is smaller than the middle character? What do we do then? We'll do elif. We have to look at the lower part of the string, the lower left half of the string, that is, character is less than what we're looking for, less than what we're looking for. If that is true, then we'll just consider the left half, excluding the middle character. That is, we have to return something where we have recursively called isin function, where character is character itself, but the string is a portion that is less than, that excludes uh, the middle character. That is, this is the middle character. Everything up to the middle character, but is exclusive of that. Exclusive of that. That's what we want here. And why is it showing this? Is in character is character, and we are rounding, and where is coming from? We don't need this. There you go. So now we are calling recursively now. Now we are calling recursively. Now next step is to do it again for next is if it is more than the middle character. What do we do then at the time? We'll just simply call the middle character and see if check if it's more bigger than a middle character. Bigger than middle character, we'll check that. All right. Now let's check that as well. Now let's check that if it's bigger than middle character. What do we do that? Then we need to return something that's more than that. We'll call we'll recursively call the isin function again, and pass the character as the same character what we have. And what we want to do is we'll do something more than that. What we need to do is we need to call again. We need to start with this. We'll start with the one step beyond that and do plus here. We will exclude the middle character and start from the next character, and we'll simply go to the end. That's what we're gonna do. Now let's see if this works. Let's try to run this. Invalid syntax. Why is that? We are getting invalid syntax here. Why is that? We are getting this because this has to be inside the bracket, not outside. And therefore, if we do this, let's see if this works. And it works. Now, now let's try to code this. Now let's just test this. We have to test this now. How do we test this? We'll give some sample data or test data and pass it along and see if it works. And pass it along if it works. Now let's see the program. We got our name wrong here. Now let's try and run again. Is in is not defined. Is in is not defined. All right. Well, let's do is in here and do it again. And let's see if it works. True. It's there. Now what if we do? What if we remove 6 and put 7 there? Will it work? Is this false? This sounds interesting. I'm getting positive vibes now. Let's put 0. It is false. From what I see, that this code works. And then let's see what we did today. We we had a problem statement where we had to write a function where we were given a string which was in alphabetical order or sequential order, and we had to see whether a certain value is within that particular order. And to solve that issue, we use a bisection search. Bisection search, we implement that using Python code, where the code was the function we defined was is in, and it took a character, the string we are looking for, and 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 a string is a where we're looking in. We solved this problem using recursive method where we define three base cases. First base case was the string, the population string, which where we're looking in is zero length. Second is the string is length of one, and we didn't find it there. And third is the string is more than one character, but the string has now the which find exactly the middle of the string. And other are two recursive steps. If the character is less than a middle character and character is more than a middle character, it happens they will take the lower part and lower left part and upper right part, excluding middle character, and do recursive step. Once we do that, we got what we wanted. So that's all for today. I'll see you next learning session. Thank you so much.